You're watching Friday Night Football on Fox Wilmington, sponsored by Browning Tire and Auto and Pelican's Perch Bar and Grill.
Playoff football is finally here. The biggest month of the Friday Night Football calendar has arrived. From here on out, it is win or go home. We're so excited to bring you action from the state playoffs. I'm Connor Smith. Let's get right into our action from round number one. We're going to start off with our game of the week. The Laney Buccaneers looking for their first postseason win in 2 years. The Bucs also hunting a rematch with Hoggard in the second round. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, going for 5 of 6 last night against Willow Spring. Storm reaching into their bag of trips early. They're going to take the snap, toss it back to another guy. He flips it to another guy, and then it's Luke Maslow cutting up field, shedding tacklers. He's brought down in Bucs territory. That is a 44-yard gain. That leads to a score, so the Storm up 14-0. Bucs trying to get things going. Ryan Gallagher on the rollout. He's going to be picked off, though. Caleb Costin jumps in front of it, and the Storm just continuing to pour it on. A few drives later now, Dykes dropping back, launching it down the right sideline where it is caught by Eddie Mann for another touchdown. Bucs not able to weather the Storm at home. Willow Springs advancing to the second round, and Laney first-year head coach Steve Brooks looking towards 2026 after this one.
I mean, there's going to be a lot to learn from this, how we can be more efficient at running and throwing the football at times. We need to create more depth here, but, you know, we've come a long way since the day I arrived here in late June, and we'll continue to grow in the offseason for sure.
All right, right down the road to Legion Stadium. New Hanover hosting Heritage in the 7A bracket. We'll pick this one up in the second half. Cats up 7-0. But here come the Huskies. Cole Perry right down the middle to Owen Wood, and he's going to house this one. So we're all tied up 7-7 in the second half. John Fuller looking for some second half energy. He's going to find some on this play. Quincier Waddell hops right in front of it. The ball hawking DB with the nice interception. And that's going to lead to points. They're going to hand this one off to Giovanni Webb, right up the gut, untouched. He notched over 150 yards on the ground in this one. The Heritage D just couldn't see him all night long. It's 21-7 Wildcats. Very next play, Hanover's got them backed up deep in their own territory. And then it's Chris Rowell with the easy pick six. Hanover's defense putting the icing on the cake. Coach Fuller saying it's time for basketball season at Heritage. New Hanover runs layup lines at home last night. They win it 28-14. They'll face 3-seed Clayton next. A tough regular season for Ashley, but they sneak into the playoffs as the lowest seed in 7A. They're going for the big-time upset at Cary, and they're on the move early. Carter Kroll converting on third down. He finds Jalil Bryant for 11 and the first down. So that moves the sticks, and they're going to hand this one off. Bryson Lovelace up the gut for 18 more yards. And yep, that's another Ashley first down. That drive, though, going to stall. Cary, though, trying to answer. Nick Grana rolling to his left. He's going to drop this one right in the bucket to Elias Korn. Keeps his feet in bounds. Another nice play there, but that drive also going to stall. So we're still scoreless. Ashley's turn now. And check out this sweet pass right here. Kroll to his favorite target, Bryant again. 35 more yards. And you can hear the Eagles last night. They win a low-scoring affair, 14-13, and move on to the second round, where they'll take on Hillside. North Brunswick also big underdogs last night at Wake Forest. Scorpions seeking a second-round appearance for the 5th straight season. But they're down 45-21 in the second half. But here comes North. Jonah Campbell to Kylel Hensley in stride. Nobody going to come close to him. That's a 60-yard score. That makes it a 17-point game. North trying to keep it close, but not so much after this play. Mika Olu takes a direct snap and says goodbye. 45 yards to the house. Cougars right back on top, 52-28 and pulling away. Scorpions trying to stay in it. Eli Talley looking downfield, but it's going to be picked off by Gabrielle Jones. Scorpions get stung for a 4th straight loss to end the season. Wake Forest wins it 59-28, but head coach Brian Davis still proud of his group's effort this season.
A lot of these young kids, a lot of the seniors haven't played much before. They stepped up and they persevered. We were in a lot of games, and we just made some critical mistakes, and a lot of them were from kids that just hadn't played much. I'm proud of our seniors, and I'm sorry that we couldn't provide for them better.
All right, let's get over to the 6A bracket. West Brunswick opening up the postseason at home against West Johnston. been a good season for West Brunswick so far, and they're going to start this one off strong. Going to the ground attack, Jaquel Davis carrying for a first down and more. And they're going to give the ball right back to him right here. He is just bullying his way through the defense. Trojans on the move. And that running going to set up the passing attack. Josiah Borton hits Jude Surrigo for the touchdown. West Brunswick taking the early lead in this one. West Johnston now backed up at their own 1 yard line. Not a whole lot room for error, and they find it right there. It's Isaac Clarida with the pick six. Trojans up 14-0, and they cruise at home 36-6. So they'll play at Middle Creek next week. It's been the best season of South Brunswick football since 2011. Cougars hoping to extend their 2025 season 1 more week. A foggy night in BSL. Seaforce got the ball to start. This one is all tied up in the second half. Not anymore after this nifty screen pass gets in for 6. South Brunswick, though, able to answer immediately. Ensuing kickoff is shanked. Tyler Johnson fields it, and he takes full advantage. Hits full stride on his way into the end zone. A big-time special teams play right there. South Brunswick evens things up at home. Cougars trying to build some momentum. Jaden Daniels over to Edward Young down the left sideline. Shakes his defender and goes all the way, or so he thought. Ref's going to mark him down at the 1 yard line. No problem for the Cougars, though. They punch it in anyways. But they end up falling at home. A close one, 29-28. Still, great season for South Brunswick. They finished 7-4. The postseason action is just heating up. We've got more highlight scores of round 1 coming your way next. Welcome back to Friday Night Football. Our reigning team of the week, South Columbus, opening up the playoffs against West Bladen in Tabor City. Stallions coming off a big win over Whiteville last week, and they pick up right where they left off. Second play of the game, it's Easton McPherson making a few defenders miss. He is off to the races. Stallions up 7-0 early. They're going to keep it on their ground attack on their next possession. This time it's the quarterback, Briar Johnson, pushing his way in for the touchdown. South Columbus starting to pull away, and the fans loving the playoff atmosphere in Tabor City. Knights trying to find some rhythm. This play action able to fool our camera, but not the defense. It is picked off by who else? Briar Johnson, not just a quarterback, he's a linebacker too, and he takes this one back for 6. Stallions charge their way into the second round. They win 38-0.
We're looking forward to it, you know. Second round, traveling to Northeastern. I'm proud of the boys. I'm excited for them, you know. Conference championship last week, first round win here, you know, and so we're looking for that second round. We're excited to be on the road and have a chance to win.
All right, let's get over to the 3A bracket real quick. Trask on the road at Farmville Central last night. Titans looking for the upset. Jaguars offense, though, clicking right from the jump. Farmville with the pass. It goes from B.J. Gardner to Bryant Dixon. He takes it in, no problem. 15-6 Farmville Central. And it was just that kind of night for Trask. Here's a monster 4th down run by B.J. Gardner for another Jaguars touchdown. Titans season comes to an end on the road. They fall 56-28 and finish 2025 up with a 3-8 record. A tough loss for Wallace Rose Hill last week against James Keenan. The good news, though, they'll play the Tigers again in round 2 if they can win against Green Central. First quarter, though, Rams able to open up the scoring. 29-yard touchdown pass goes from Joshua Carter to Trey Bynum. They're up 6-0. Wallace Rose Hill answers, but here comes Will Brooks, taking the handoff, shrugging off a tackler, and taking care of the rest. A 53-yard house call. They'll punch in the 2-point conversion, too, so they're up 14-7. Here come the Bulldogs. Bubba Lamb going around the left side. We're all tied up at 14. Later in the half, though, Lamb, been one of the top running backs in the state of North Carolina all season. He finds a seam and leaves everyone behind him for the 50-yard score. Bulldogs were up 7 going into half, and they end up winning down to the wire, 37-36. Dogs head to James Keenan next. Remember, those two played in the 3rd round of last year's state playoffs. Keenan won that one in overtime. Wallace Rose Hill looking for some revenge next Friday. All right, several of our schools on bye this week, but we do have a couple of other finals to show you. West Columbus on the road at Camden County in the 2A bracket. Vikings mount a comeback with a 16-point 4th quarter, but they fall short, 33-30, the loss on the road. And take a look at Dixon. They're moving on to round 2. The Bulldogs win a shootout at Rockingham County, 58-50. We're all out of time. Thanks so much for joining us as we kick off the postseason here on Friday Night Football. We'll be back for the second round as a bunch of our teams fresh off bye weeks. Plenty of exciting action to come. We'll see you next Saturday morning. Have a great weekend.